The college football experience, Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize we're giving away. Come on, join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season preview episode. I'm 40. All right, let's just get into it. I feel good about life. All right. Because I like Oklahoma State. I've been to a game there at Stillwater, Boone Pickens Stadium. We're going to have Michael Barker come on the show, talk about his experiences there soon. Michael Barker is better known to the world as College Football Campus Tour. You're probably wondering who the hell I am, and that's fair because, my name is Colby Swigget Database Dat, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
I am healthy when talking about the new Big 12. All right.
Well, Big 12 is certainly healthy.
Big 12 somehow is healthy. Isn't that crazy?
They beat cancer.
They fucking did beat cancer.
The cancer being expansion, and they beat it.
Brett Yormark's looking like Lance Armstrong with two nuts.
Come on.
All right, let's go. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh.
Let's get it going, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, Jimmy Johnson.
Couple guys you might have heard of.
Hartley Dykes.
There you go.
Go on and on and on. All right.
A great tradition.
Justin Blackman was a stud for them. You know?
Shout out to Justin Blackman. Let me take a drink for old JB.
What, he didn't die, did he? He didn't die.
No, he's an alcoholic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he died.
Got kicked off the Jaguars, right?
It happens. You know,
bring Justin Blackman on. He's a D-gen.
Yeah, I like him.
He's
Shout out to him.
Fuck you guys.
That happens. That happens too. Look, we are joined by. I'm honored to have him on the show. He is a Oklahoma. He is the host of the Big 12 College Experience. Which, hello, McFly, you should be subscribed to. But he is also a Oklahoma State Cowboy fan, I believe. We're gonna have to deep dive on the backstory here. Give it up for Troy Chewning. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? I mean, first of all, it's hard not to be an alcoholic in Jacksonville. So, you go from Stillwater to Jacksonville. You're not really setting yourself up for a bunch of success there.
Yeah,
it's very true. That's why they put the hot tubs in the end zones, right?
Yeah, can't blame them.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone's getting hammered.
I've been to Jacksonville. I was pissed. You know what? I was absolutely pissed drunk in Jacksonville.
At the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it's very hard not to be really, really drunk in Jacksonville. So I got to ask, I know you're the host of the Big 12 Experience, and if you're watching on YouTube, folks, youtube.com/the college experience, you are wearing an Oklahoma State Cowboys shirt. Walk me through. I know you are a big fan of the Big 12. You host a show about it, but at the same time, is this one of those things? Dad was an Oklahoma State fan, or did you? Okay.
Dad went to Oklahoma State, and he actually played defensive line for like 7 months.
Woo.
Snap!
And then he got into photography at the school and ended up being one of the sideline photography guys and all that. So he was always pretty close to the football team there.
Boom.
There we go. What era was that? Was that less like 90s?
He would have been there. No, he would have been there in late 70s, early 80s.
Okay. Wow, that's probably the Jimmy Johnson era, right?
Jimmy at Oklahoma
Jimmy
State?
Johnson was the coach. He was like, "How about them Cowboys?"
I think you're right. I think so.
Wow. I mean, that's cool.
You got cowboy blood there, Troy.
You do have cowboy blood, man. Right?
That's the reason why I named Troy is actually Troy Aikman. So
they
all make mistakes, but
wow. Okay, that's a little tough. That's
all,
a little
all
tough
cowboy
there.
blood though.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
One type of cowboy.
That is. And look, let's talk a little bit about, because I don't know how your mullet game is, but Mike Gundy, I'm hearing speculation the mullet is back going. Oh, he does have. Oh, look at that right there.
Strong as shit.
Yeah, right. You got this is a thing happening these days, right? Mike
Big
Gundy
mullet.
started this.
I
right?
was trying to get Colby to grow it out during
Big
the.
mullet.
Should I bring out the mullet?
You can bring it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, buddy. All right.
I'm bringing it out for the pod.
Got the mullet.
Here it comes. It's gonna take
these mullets sponsored by OAN.
Yeah.
That's right. We're bringing it up.
YouTube.com/college experience. If you want to see, this is looking like the fucking TV show Vikings or something now.
It out.
Yeah, I don't have hair like that. I mean, I have hair. It's just not hair like that. But look, folks, if you're not watching this, I'm actually a bit intimidated because Mike Gundy started. I don't think he realized the movement he started here. I don't think he realized that. So. Mike Gundy, he enters what? I think it's like year 19 in Stillwater. And that's a long time. That's like in nowadays college football, that's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, 19. Who is he?
Kirk Ferentz and him, and that's it.
Are they tied for the longest tenure?
I don't know. Fitzgerald, he's gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yep. He's an anomaly almost.
That's what I'm saying. FCS, every coach is 20-year tenure. Here in the FBS, I think that's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
The modern day Bobby Bowden.
Yeah, exactly. And he's coming off a tough 7-6 season. I know they started out red hot a year ago, and then it came crashing down. I know, I feel like some people say, oh, they're tired of it, but man, just 2 years ago they were in the Big 12 championship. So I mean,
weren't they an inch away from
the
college football
playoff? I don't know. I feel like you look back at last season, and you say you had quarterback injuries. You had not only that, you just had a lot of injuries. But you start out what? They were 5-0. They were 6-1, and you end up 7-6. That's tough. But come on. This guy's a good coach. He's a proven winner. And I know a bunch of people left. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the portal, the offense, the defense, the special teams, go game by game on the schedule. But first Patty C, what do you make of Mike Gundy?
I think he's a very good coach. I think he's probably done a lot better. He's probably done as well as any coach could. I mean, I think there are probably special coaches out there, X's and O's wise.
He played at Oklahoma State.
But in terms of what you are looking for from a coach over the course of a program, that's kind of what you're looking for. His level of production, some very elite highs, not many lows. And look, he's Cowboy through and through.
Cowboy through and through. As an Oklahoma State fan, are you happy? Where are you at with the Gundy experience? Do you want him, long term for 5, 6, 7 more years, or what are you thinking?
You gotta assume that there's not too many other really great college football coaches that are gonna go out of their way to go to Stillwater, and I don't think that Oklahoma State, like the amount of money you would have to drop to get somebody that would probably, after 2 or 3 really good years they're leaving anyways. You might as well just stick with Gundy. And to be completely honest, I think he's a pretty dang good football coach. And if you look back at his record, I think he's won 6 games every year since his inaugural year. His first year, I don't think he got to 6. But from that point on, I think he's
4-7
been to
5. Year 1.
Yeah, and then he's been 500 or better every year since then, right?
That is pretty remarkable. That
it's
is pretty
dang
remarkable.
good.
Yeah,
better than 500
that's why
every
you
year.
shouldn't fire ever I know some, he should have a statue built after him.
If you have 18 straight winning years, your job should be safe. Now,
like I said, statue.
Yeah, statue.
Yeah.
Boone Pickens died, right?
He did die.
Rest in peace. But I want to say he was one of the bigger proponents of firing Mike Gundy, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the chatter always seemed to revolve around the boosters wanting.
He spent a shit ton of money. That just happens in any school, right?
Yeah, he wants them to be undefeated every year.
Yeah.
But Gundy did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-win seasons in 8 years. You got to be happy with that.
Come on. Look, we're going to talk all about Oklahoma State because we're going to talk about the portal, and that's such a big factor in college football these days. But before we do that, I want to tell you folks out there that the college football experience, Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season preview on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Yes, Patreon is perfect for the diehard DJ. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to an exclusive contest, including the NFL win totals contest. $1,000 in first place we're giving away for that, plus a monthly SGP stories podcast. I mean, come on, folks, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go in great detail on some of our best bets. Patty C once cost me $8,000, I believe, and just a lot of good stories. Mike Leach was a good friend of ours. We'll talk about that experience. We have a great Lenny Dykstra backstory that I think you might enjoy. And look, it's gonna be uncensored. Can you imagine Patty C or CJ Sullivan tell the stories uncensored, highlighting the best stories from decades of B and D gens. And there's even a Discord channel for it, just for the patrons. So, and we gotta hit on this here. Sports Gambling Podcast has and always will give out their picks for free. Don't get it twisted, folks. The Patreon is just a great way to support the network and fight back against corporate gambling because we have been independent since 2011 and rocking. I mean, I know that if you just spew that out there, people just think, oh, cool, but behind the scenes, that's a lot of fucking work. That's a lot of work to stay independent. So that's essentially what that is. We're fighting corporate dollars and we're just asking, if you can help out, cool. There's a nice little place for you where we think we can, it's not just like, hey, give us money. Like we're asking Boone Pickens, you know what I mean? No, we're not doing that. We're just saying, hey, there's a spot. I think you can dig the entertainment that we're going to give you. And hopefully you can help us just with a small little donation here. So look, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. All right. We are back on the college football experience. Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season preview episode. And Patty C, I don't know if you saw it on Mountain West, Big 12 Media Day. They were talking. You could say Mountain West, TCU, BYU, Utah. They're all in there. They used to be Mountain West.
That's true.
But they were talking. I feel like he feels very comfortable with this team, despite a mass exodus. And I'm going to key in on that. Longtime starter Spencer Sanders is gone. He's at Ole Miss. Might not even start at Ole Miss. Hope you enjoy the bag of cash.
He might transfer again.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would
he be able to do that before the season?
Joe Burrow was people don't realize Joe Burrow was a late transfer to LSU the first year. Yeah. True, yeah. Dominic Richardson, the guy was a half yard short, I believe, if memory serves me correct. He went to Baylor. Ouch. Wait.
I smell a conspiracy theory.
Wait. He was the guy that was half a yard short against Baylor, and now he's transferring to Baylor.
The fix is in.
I mean, fucking Ken Starr. Dude, Baylor's they've been a shady institution for a long time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
his NIL deal started with that play.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go take the trash out. Oh, what's this? $100,000? I don't know. I'm just joking, but obviously that's weird. Nice get for Baylor, I guess. Running back Brennan Presley heads out to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Interesting, going up to Tulsa. He probably watched Tulsa King. Did you watch that show? That was good. Right?
I did.
That was good.
Old Sly.
Just watched Stallone and just said, "Hey, fuck it, I'm going over there." Okay. Right? Yeah. Then you got wide receiver John Paul Richardson heading to TCU Horned Frogs. Look, you can transfer anywhere. You're going to these. What the fuck, man? I don't understand it. But okay, let's continue on. Wide receiver Bryson Green, Wisconsin. See, he goes, I'm going to go be part of the Dairy Raid offense in Madison. Not a problem with it. Wide receiver Stephon Johnson transfers out to the Houston Cougars. I'll even give that a pass because they're in the AAC.
Pretty sure he knew they were going to the.
Still, they're not rivals like
they're not rivals.
Yeah. Wide receiver Langston Anderson's in the portal. Tight end Max Mullenberger, great name. He's in the portal. Offensive tackle Caleb Etienne heads out to BYU. Now I'm sure he knew they were going to, but relax. All right. Offensive tackle Eli Russ heads to the Troy Trojans. Patty C. Offensive lineman Casey Collier's in the portal. Defensive lineman Trace Ford. Okay. This one. This one, Patty C. I need a machine gun sound effect because Trace Ford, a 4-star transfer, Patty C. He heads to the Oklahoma Sooners.
Ooh, wee.
All right.
8 tackles, 1 sack. It's not like the production's irreplaceable.
What the fuck, though?
But
do you have any fucking morals in life?
No, you clearly don't.
What is going on? What's going on?
Blame it on.
He's definitely cheating
society,
on his wife, right? At some point, right?
Yeah.
This is definitely chaos here.
It's a big red flag.
Yeah. You get everything in life. Honestly, you do a background check later in life on this guy. You got it. I wouldn't hire him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hire him. I'd say,
unhireable.
Yeah, this is one. I'm joking.
You might
Trace.
as well be a felon here, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. Just do a nice, 4-year stint in Leavenworth. Yeah. All right. I can't fucking believe that though. What's the world coming to? What's next? Bosworth's going to play for the Longhorns? Huh? You got Bosworth's son's going to play for the fucking Longhorns?
I would guarantee you if they threw 6 figures in front of your face, Colby, you'd jump on it too.
No.
You wouldn't go from.
I wouldn't. If Action Network said right now 6 figures.
Buddy, you drank every other weekend at JMU, ECU. You're talking about how great ECU is. You come up, you party at JMU. You're like, this is great. You would trade, your loyalties that quickly. No. As an alcoholic, you would certainly trade it for $100,000.
There's a reason why. But come on. No. Money is not just money. I like my life. All right. I'm a man of principle.
There you go.
All right. No, I would transfer to every other school, just not the arch rival. You know what I mean? Like you say it's 6 figures to go. I don't know. Alabama, wherever. I'd be like, okay,
hook it up.
I don't got any problem with them, but come on, the arch rival.
What about knowing that they're leaving though? So he knows they only have to play one Bedlam game, and after that, they're not going to play for a decade or more.
Still, that's
an even bigger wad of
loogie
in
I'm
the
saying.
face.
Like this guy. Okay, look, I don't want him harmed, but I do think someone to slash his tires a couple times. You know what I mean? Have some flat tires.
The brakes are okay. Just don't let him get started.
I'm joking, Trace.
The good folks in Stillwater might be taking you seriously.
Oh man. All right. Anyway, continuing on this journey, defensive lineman Samuela Halamaka heads to San Diego State, the Aztecs. Linebacker Mason Cobb, 4-star transfer, heads out to USC.
Number 2 tackler, 96 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and an interception out the door. Ouch.
Nadrian Desarder is in the portal as well. Cornerback Jabbar Muhammad heads out to the Washington Huskies. Patty C. A lot of fucking names I'm rattling off.
6 tackler on the team, 48 tackles.
Safety Thomas Harper heads out to Notre Dame.
And Jabbar Muhammad, leader in passes defense with 9 last year.
How's Thomas Harper? He's going to the Irish.
Thomas
playing
Harper
in Ireland in like 20 days.
HAR.
Yeah, Harper. You know,
I'll get it pulled up.
Like Harper's Ferry.
Number 8 tackler on the team.
Yeah, they're getting hit.
They're getting slapped around a little bit with these transfers.
Safety Cannon Williams also to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Cornerback DeMarco Jones to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. The Tulsa Golden Cowboys is what they should be called.
Come on.
All right, let's talk about what they added, because that's a lot. That's a lot that they lost right there. That is a lot. But they added Michigan quarterback, Texas Tech quarterback. This guy has been in college, I feel like, since Mike Leach was still at Texas Tech. Alan Bowman. And guess what? He might even have another year of eligibility after this year. I know that he's very excited about this get. And Bowman did put up good stats at Texas Tech. I actually think he's a better passer than Spencer Sanders, if that makes sense. But obviously Spencer Sanders is much more agile, so he can run more. But nice get there from the Michigan Wolverines. Running back Elijah Collins coming in from Michigan State with Sparty. Patty C.
Nice.
There's a good get here. Deshaun Stribling. I know him from Washington State. He comes in 4-star transfer according to 24/7 Sports. Nice get here. Also, Arlen Bruce, 4-star transfer from the Iowa Hawkeyes, comes into Stillwater. So getting something. You saw what Charlie Jones did after he left Iowa.
As a wide receiver?
Yeah. He had like 8 billion targets at Purdue last year. UMass tight end Josiah Johnson. That sounds like a Western name. That sounds like a cowboy name. Josiah Johnson.
It does.
All was good in Stillwater until someone crossed.
Josiah Johnson rolled into town.
Yeah. But then you got what I believe Leon Johnson III transfers in from George Fox. Don't get me started on George Fox's talent. Ian Endenfield, the tight end, JUCO transfer coming in. So they're going actives. Offensive tackle Dalton Cooper, 4-star transfer. Patty C started at Texas State Bobcats in San Marcos a year ago. He's coming into Stillwater.
There you go.
Offensive tackle Noah McKinley from UNLV coming in. I mean, this is a crazy little portal thing that we got going here. Tulsa defensive end Anthony Goodlow. This guy's a 4-star transfer. He's very good. That's a good get for them. Them and Tulsa just trading players back and forth. It's all fucking. Apparently. The whole state of Oklahoma is just off. I don't know what's going on in Oklahoma. Utah Tech defensive lineman Justin Kirkland coming in. Gundy always goes for these like FCS transfers too, and they're always pretty decent. Tulsa linebacker transfer Justin Wright, once again, pretty good. Nice get. Arkansas State cornerback Kenneth Harris transfers in to Oklahoma State. I think that's all. I could be wrong. Patty C, did they win or did they lose the transfer portal?
Without knowing any of the real big names that might have come over, I would say they on the defensive side of the ball, losing 3 of your top 8 tacklers, and as is not having a ton returning lost, on defense. Right? Yeah, losing. You
have to say lost, even though he probably did a great job, because bringing in a guy from Dixie State and whatever that other university was, there's a lot of question marks, but at the same time, like he's done this shit before.
Yeah.
Bringing in like an Arkansas Pine Bluff wideout, and all of a sudden you're like, who's that? It's a stud. So, Troy, what do you think? Do you think that Oklahoma State won or lost the portal?
I think they did an okay job of replacing some of the higher end guys that transferred out, but depth wise and just the amount of, middle range dudes that transferred out, you got to say that the best they could have done was 50-50, and they didn't quite get to that. I don't think.
Yeah. I would agree there. I would agree.
Real quick. Alan Bowman is the projected starter, correct?
Yes. So he's 47 years old, man.
He is. His first year was 2018, so he has been playing football. I wanted to say this is his.
He beat out Steve Walsh, right?
6th year. Yeah.
He's gonna get retirement payouts after he's done with this.
That's right. 67% through his career. 67. Alan Bowman. This is 67% completion percentage. 5,329 yards, 34 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Now, when you compare that to Spencer Sanders, 61% completion percentage, similar yards per attempt, adjusted and regular, 67 touchdowns, 40 interceptions. They're pretty similar.
I never have problems with. Look, no matter who he puts at quarterback, they're gonna be all right. You know what I mean? I just trust Gundy's system at quarterback.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a quarterback in college football that has 40 career interceptions. Spencer Sanders, that's a lot
Stetson
of picks
Bennett probably
walking out. No way did he get to 40. He was only starting for 2 years.
That's true, but he was in college for 9. So
that's true.
Maybe
over the course of the career.
Folks, look, the offense, let's talk about this offense. Let's dive into it a little bit here, because last season, 48th in scoring offense, 96th in rush offense, 20th in pass offense, total offense at 51st for old Casey Dunn. Let me just key in one more thing. Let me show you who is back before we give the analysis of if the offense will be better under Alan Bowman than Spencer Sanders. But Alan Bowman is the guy who's penciled in to be the starter. I know also, I think I was watching the spring game where I know they're excited about the redshirt freshman Garrett Rangel, who's back there. They also have Gunnar Gundy. Don't forget about Gunnar Gundy. Running back though, it looks like to me this is a little bit of a question mark because Ollie Gordon is penciled in to be the guy, sophomore Ollie Gordon. They also have Elijah Collins and Jaden Nixon. So a little bit questions there. Wide receiver wise, Brennan Presley, third team All Big 12 a season ago. Deshaun Stribling was a stud at Wazoo, and then Blaine Green is a guy that they want that they're excited about. I think Josiah Johnson's coming in from start tight end for the Cowboys, and the offensive line, despite Dalton Cooper coming in from Texas State, where he started 36 games at Texas State. Patty C. Everyone else is back. Everyone else is back, I repeat. So the offensive line, I think, should be pretty damn good, which is kind of why I think we shouldn't panic on the mass exodus in Stillwater. So I ask you this question, guys. Will the offense be better in 2023 than it was in 22? Troy, what do you think?
I'm going to have to lean with the yes on this one. I think the biggest issue with Alan Bowman is that his footwork really sucks, and he looks like an old guy trying to play with kids in college football. But with the offensive line being, having so much continuity, and I think Oklahoma State, Gundy tends to do better when he's got a stable of running backs instead of just one guy. Now, Dom Richardson leaving is going to be a huge hit. You're going to have to fill that, and it's going to take multiple guys' production to get that. But I've never seen them really have a problem with their running game in Stillwater. So the fact that that's probably going to be the weakest part of the offense doesn't scare me at all. You just got to hope that Alan Bowman learns how to throw a deep ball to his left side of the field. Because if you pay attention, he doesn't ever throw the deep ball down there to the left. He can only.
He's not an ambi thrower.
No.
The old left. So just line up the defense on the right, and this is over.
Yeah, he's done.
Right.
It is interesting how like little mechanical things like that just haven't been worked out, and they actually make a difference in the games.
Let's talk about this defense, because I think that's another big question. Penciled in 6 returning starters on the defensive side of the ball.
Real quick, offensively, I mean, bringing Presley back, 67 catches, leading receiver, pretty big.
I actually think the passing of Stribling was a beast at Wazoo.
Yeah, Presley's a baller.
Yeah, and then Josiah Johnson, I think, might end up working out in this system. Remember, UMass, they struggled to throw the forward pass, so it might actually work out here.
But between the likes of, I don't know if Tatum Bell was he a Mike Gundy guy?
I think he was Les Miles.
Okay, yeah. Kendall Hunter, obviously Chuba Hubbard. The rushing production wasn't really there last year. Leading rusher, like you said, Dom Richardson, 543 yards. Spencer Sanders, number 2 rusher with 391. They don't have a lot of returning. I guess Ollie Gordon, the number 3 rusher with 308 yards, is their leading returning rusher.
He's penciled in to be the starter.
Penciled in a starter. Are we worried about the running game? Because that's kind of
I feel like they always got guys though.
This offense sucked last year. You said number 114, 113 in the nation.
The offense. The offense was 51st.
Offense. I'm thinking the defense.
And the offense was obviously after Spencer Sanders wasn't playing in a bunch of the games. And I mean, Rangel looked okay, but they won a game against Iowa State where Gunnar Gundy threw for 103 yards. And so
he looked a little shook. No disrespect, Gunnar. I know you were a freshman last year, but they definitely had their struggles there.
You got to kind of have both in order to run the ball in today's game with everything so spread out. So it really hurt them. And Spencer Sanders was one of their running threats. So with him just not playing, you immediately take that away.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the defensive side of the ball, because Brian Nardo has got some work to do. 88th in scoring defense, 100th in rush defense, pass defense 105, charting at 114. Patty C. Hopefully you're better this year, because look, you got 6 starters back. And when you look at, to me, the defensive line, we need to circle this, because you're counting on this Utah Tech kid, and I know they're excited about. I've heard people raving about Justin Kirkland from Dixie State, aka Utah Tech, in the FCS. Subscribe to the FCS College Football Experience. I host that as well. But Anthony Goodlow coming in from Tulsa was huge. All right, this is a guy who's got 22 starts. He had 113 tackles last year, or 113 tackles at Tulsa. But the defensive line certainly is a little bit of a red flag. Cody Walterscheid is who's penciled in to be a starter too. So, you know, they got a brand new defensive line in a way, but Goodlow started at Tulsa. Little bit of concern there, Patty C. You all right, buddy?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Transitioning from malt liquor to beer here. It's a tough transition.
That's a normal thing that happens in Stillwater. All right, you're a fucking rookie. I mean, are you a little concerned about the D line, Troy?
I'm probably more than a little concerned about the D line. I mean, you can rave about a kid in practice all you want, but this is, you know, the new Big 12, sun up to sundown. We've got football on for 12 hours a day. The bright lights are shining, and you know, if you're expecting him to become something like Jared Verse, I think you might want to, you know, take a step back from that. That kind of thing doesn't happen all the goddamn time.
Yeah, that's very true. Jared Verse, obviously Florida State, coming over from Albany, great season. Linebacking core, I think you're excited about this because the Rove linebacker Kendall Daniels, second team All Big 12, he's back. Oh, also Colin Oliver, second team All Big 12, he's back. Oh, Xavier Benson is back, and then you add Justin Wright, who started 32 games at Tulsa. So, love the linebacking core in this 3-4. Yeah, I think you're really excited about the linebacking core if you're an Oklahoma State fan. Secondary, though,
Colin Oliver, good for 5 sacks. Was he the team leader?
5
team
sacks.
leader, and
also Justin Wright, I think, had 5 sacks. Oh no, he had 7 sacks. Justin Wright did. Yeah. So you got 2 guys. They're studs.
Xavier Benson, third on the team with 76 tackles. Yeah, a lot of talent coming back at linebacker.
Now, just 1 of 4 back in the secondary. Corey Black is the corner that is back. They're breaking in a new corner in Cam Smith or Cale Smith. They have 2 guys there with the last name Smith. They also bring in the Arkansas State transfer Kenneth Harris. Maybe he gets in. The safeties, although, you know, maybe a little inexperienced with Lyric Rawls, sophomore that's penciled in to be a starter there. So I have Ray Gay. Free safety Trey Rucker, penciled to be a starter. He's a senior. He's played in 14 games. I don't know. Defense side of the ball, a little bit questionable.
I feel like they're short on experience on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. Kicker Alex Hale is also is not a returning starter. He has played in 18 games though. So punter Wes Paul, not a starter from a year ago. But in general, I don't know. I just feel like last year they weren't as bad as their record. And I feel like Gundy's always good when you think they're going to be average. So we're going to talk game by game on the schedule, but we all agree that the defense still a little bit of a question mark. I mean, here's my thing. You can't be much worse. So I feel like it's going to improve just by that, right?
The only thing I'm thinking is you said they were 119th in pass defense last year, and they lose 3 of their 4 secondary guys that were starting, but you know, they were already pretty shitty. So, I mean, it can get worse, but I don't know if it's going to be something that's that big of a detriment compared to what they were last year.
Yeah. And remember, that was, remember Jim Knowles had left for Ohio State. And this is, you know, that was Nardo, you know, came over from Gannon University, D2. And, you know, first year getting the players familiar. Maybe that was some of the problems they had.
Going to be a transition. I want to say this. Hale, I want to say I read was a Luke Rosa Award finalist a couple years back. 2020, I'm seeing 18 of 18 in field goals, 13 of 14, or 13 of 14 in field goals, 18 of 18 extra points. It's probably when. So he must have lost his job. Now he's
back.
Getting it back. They didn't have too many games that were close games last year, but you never know. In college football, the kicker is invaluable. So, especially in a conference where all the teams are pretty close to each other.
Yeah. Loaded fucking
having
conference.
A good kicker could be a difference maker.
The most entertaining conference, I think, coming into them are the Pac-12, which is going to be, that's the hilarious part. That's the hilarious part about it is like those conferences, I think, are the 2 most interesting. It's not the SEC. It's not the Big Ten. It's not the ACC.
We're just talking about the Pac-12, 5 preseason top 25 teams.
They're having like their best year ever. And it's like, they're done. They're done. But It's going to be fascinating to watch. Folks, we're going to go game by game on the Cowboys schedule. We also have Michael Barker going to join us, talk about his experiences. Michael Barker, a.k.a. College Football Campus Tour, talk about his experiences to Stillwater and Boone Pickens Stadium. But before we do all of that, I want to tell you that the college football experience, Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season previews, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, the NFL season is right around the corner, and Underdog Pickup is a great way to get down on a ton of NFL player props, and is available in a ton of different markets. Plus, plenty of opportunities to win their daily MLB contest. And of course, make sure you enter Best Ball Mania, where first place gets $3 million. Head on over to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All righty. We are back, and hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. If not, subscribe. iTunes, Spotify, wherever podcasts can be found. But you would see this sweet ass Oklahoma State Cowboys graphic, and you see that win total sitting up there in the top right-hand corner. 6.5 wins, Patty C. The disrespect.
It is disrespect.
I mean, I lean over just off looking. Without looking at the schedule, I'm like, no, come on, it's Gundy. Worst case scenario, you go 6-6, but I don't think that's happening. I have faith that he'll hit the over on that. Now let's dive into it. But you agree, right? 6.5, you would lean over?
I would lean over, and at a later point, or we could do it now. I want to talk about their future within the Big 12, and essentially that they have a winning record historically against every team that will be in the Big 12. Potentially long term, the class of this conference.
Do they have the winning record against Colorado?
Oh, Colorado is coming back to the Big 12. You're right, 20-26.
Very sneaky. Very sneaky.
But of the current Big 12 teams that are remaining in the Big 12, they do have a winning record against those. So we'll see. Either way, I think based on Gundy's history, 6.5 is a bit of a slap in the face.
Yeah, Troy. I mean, without diving into the schedule, when you just see 6.5, you're just thinking blindly over, right?
You're thinking at least 6-6 in a bowl game with a chance to win that. But like we were just talking about, when's the last time Gundy hasn't gotten to 7? He builds that number out year after year. So
yeah, exactly.
Now I will say this: while he hits 7 a lot, he gets it in the bowl sometimes.
Well, and that actually wouldn't count. You wouldn't cash it for the bet. You wouldn't cash it for the bet. Yeah, because it's a regular season bet. But I feel pretty good about this. Let's talk about this schedule, because we're jumping in right now.
Yeah.
The first thing that I see, this is a genius schedule. You got to be thrilled if you're an Oklahoma State Cowboy fan, because the first thing I notice, there's no Texas Longhorns, which I guess actually you're probably pissed because they fucking destroyed Texas. Gundy's got a great record against Texas recently, but okay, you don't have the Texas Longhorns.
There's no Texas schools, period. But that's got to be like the first time.
No, they got Houston on there.
Oh, no, none of the traditional Texas schools.
Yeah. But look, there's no Texas, there's no Texas Tech, there's no Baylor. There's also who am I missing here that's not on the schedule? Isn't there one more?
TCU.
Yeah, TCU. That you gotta love that, because TCU obviously played in the national championship. Texas projected to be first, but like I said, maybe you want Texas on the schedule because of Gundy's success against them. But Texas Tech, some people have them as a team playing in the Big 12 championship. Baylor recently played in the Big 12 championship just 2 years ago. Lost a lot of close games a year ago. So you gotta like that, right? From a schedule standpoint.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into this, because week 1, Central Arkansas, the Bears coming into town. FCS. By the way, I think they're going to be pretty good in the FCS. Keep an eye out on that. But Oklahoma State should handle Central Arkansas. Patty C, want to know?
Central Arkansas was good for a 5-6 record in the FCS.
They raided the portal though. They're going to be good this year.
I'm going to give it UAC. To the Cowboys.
Troy, what are you doing here?
This is a win for Oklahoma State. I think this is the talent is just a little too low, where Alan Bowman will probably look like he's a pretty dang good quarterback this week.
Yeah, should be a fun. I mean, yeah, I think they'll be fine in Stillwater. Come on, they're gonna blow them out probably. Even though I think Central Arkansas will be decent in the FCS. Week 2, they head to Tempe, the desert. But guess what? Everyone's talking about Colorado having 75 new players. Oh, Arizona State's got like 53. I feel like Kenny Dillingham era entering in Tempe after Herm Edwards. As much as I traditionally hate taking teams in the desert in Tempe, I just expect this to be a tough year,
for the Sun Devils,
especially in September and October. Yeah. You're finding out your coach's identity, what he likes on offense, defense, who's your guys. With bringing in that many transfers, I think Oklahoma State goes to 2-0. Patty C?
You're right. Live bullets with a brand new coach and a brand new system is vital, and they're not going to have many of those to figure out who they are. You can practice a million times, but until you're in a game situation, it's still too early. Does Arizona State lose a little mojo going from Sun Devil Stadium to Mountain American Stadium?
Yes, that's fucking bullshit.
Not quite as intimidating to go to Mountain American.
Every time they try these with these names, did this with North Texas Stadium too. It's out. Get out of here with that nonsense.
2-0 Cowboys.
Troy, September 9th, Tempe, Arizona. Is Oklahoma State going to go into Sun Devil Stadium and get that dub?
Yeah, it's a little too early in the year for Arizona State to have enough continuity here to for me to want to, even lean anywhere in that direction. I think this is probably a pretty comfortable Oklahoma State win.
And this is a Big 12 matchup now. We got a Big 12.
It's like future rivalry.
It's like Colorado TCU. We got Big 12 matchups happening.
Boom.
2-0, and then this is the sneaky one to me. Watch out, because South Alabama was pretty damn good. And me and Patty C watched them come to the Rose Bowl and really should have beaten UCLA. They were the better team the entire day.
Yeah.
And it's questionable clock management, questionable coaching calls in the final couple minutes. South Alabama, in my opinion, should have won that game. So watch out. This is a game they could lose, but it's in Stillwater. I still favor Oklahoma State, but it's dangerous. How do you see what are you doing here?
Yeah, like you mentioned, South Alabama, the 1-point loss at UCLA, 4-point loss against a 12-win Troy team.
They were good. They're good. Now, Janoris Johnson's gone though, right?
They can't get over Janorius. But look, so in the regular season, 10-2 with 2 very close losses against 2 very good teams. Can't be slept on. We know it's probably a sore subject, but Oklahoma State did lose at home against, who was it? Bowling Green? No,
Oklahoma State.
Who'd they take the historic L2 with the pitches?
Central Michigan.
Central Michigan.
That was wild. Yeah.
So against these good group of 5 teams, you gotta be careful. Still, I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys.
Troy, what do you got here? 3-0?
Yeah, I have them at 3-0 here. I do think this is probably the closest of their non-con games that they're going to be playing against. I don't think they quite have enough to win against Oklahoma State and Stillwater, but I do have them at 3-0 here.
Yeah, 3-0, and then this is to me where the schedule gets even more hilarious if you're an Oklahoma State fan, because I had this as a flat-out loss. Going into Ames on September 23rd, where Oklahoma State historically has struggled in Ames, but you got this gambling shit going on in Ames, where now you have this situation. And by the way, I saw you call for this, and then I gotta think a lot of their players are still going to be suspended for this game. So I actually kind of lean Oklahoma State now.
Wait, is it more than Decker?
I think it's more than Deckers. Wow. I just don't think we know the information yet.
Wow.
Do you have any insight on that? And this was something that I was talking about on our Big 12 experience show a couple of weeks ago. Supposedly there was a bunch, like 20 to 30 of the football players were meeting with the athletic director.
Oh my!
That's what I heard too.
And then the Hunter Deckers news dropped, and I was like, "Oh, this just seems more like domino one of multiple."
Yeah, this is what I mean. And look, I don't know how long these suspensions will be. We haven't seen. It's not like the NFL. We haven't seen the NCAA had to confront these things. Some people say Hunter Deckers might be done playing college football. Some say it might be a 3 or 4 game suspension. I have no idea. The NCAA seems powerless these days, but obviously I think this is something that could merit a long suspension that could be season. Unfortunately, I was locking up the over on Iowa State. If you go listen to our Iowa State preview, I am no longer locking up the Iowa State over.
It should be voided. Vegas should void it. As a courtesy,
I lean Oklahoma State, I guess, with it being unknown. Now, if you tell me Hunter Deckers and the gang's going to be there, I would take Iowa State. But right now, 4-0. Can you see? Yeah. Yep. Troy, what are you doing here?
I even have it if for some reason this is like the first game that Hunter Deckers is playing. I don't think that's enough. I think you need a couple of those warm-up games to come into week 1 in the league. I think Oklahoma State does get this one just because of what's going on in Ames.
4-0 for the Cowboys. They go into the bye week on September 30th. That's a little concerning, a little early bye week, but October 6th on a Friday night. Love these weeknight games. Wow. We got a banger,
a doozy.
Now, last season, Kansas State won 48-0 in Manhattan. That was a Gundy game though. I don't think Spencer Sanders played, if memory serves me correct. I could be wrong.
Still 48-0. 48-0.
Yeah. Revenge spot, Patty C. They upset the Kansas State Wildcats.
No.
Troy, what are you thinking here?
I have this one as a flat up loss. I think Kansas State is the class of the conference this year.
Okay, so I'll be the only one sitting here 5-0. All right. Now, however, you give Jalen Daniels and Lance Leipold coming in town. I expect a lot of fireworks. Give me a 51-48 Kansas Jayhawk win in Stillwater on October 14th, and I got them going to 5-1. Patty C, what do you got going here?
Look, Kansas kind of rocked them in Lawrence last year, 37-16. This time they get them in Boone Pickens. Am I feeling generous? Not really. 5-2.
Yeah,
5-2. Okay,
I've got this one as a loss myself too. I've got both Kansas schools beating Oklahoma State this year.
Sorry, I guess that makes them 4-2.
Yeah, I was about to say something's
you
not
got them
right
5-1. Yeah,
5-1. Now they head October 21st. They head to Morgantown. This is that strange road trip. It's not as strange anymore with them adding UCF. It's in Cincy, but still, I feel like Oklahoma State plays well in these though, don't they?
They don't. I don't think they're as good as Oklahoma when it comes to beating West Virginia, but I mean, when it's Dana Holgorsen, they were a little bit more hyped up to play after he had left the school, but you know, I don't think too much is scary with Neil Brown's team, to be completely honest.
9-5 all time in this series. Looks like the last time they played, West Virginia got the better of them last year.
All right, that was in Stillwater.
No. In Stillwater.
This is in Morgantown though.
Yeah. Let's see. Morgantown. I think they've won most of them.
Oklahoma State has.
Oklahoma State's won.
All right, I'm taking it for a dub. Let's go. I was about to say this could be, but Neil Brown, I have no idea. West Virginia is like a mystery team.
Well, I'll say this: between Kansas State, and going to West Virginia, they're going to get one of those. So
I mean,
5-2.
I got him. What, 6-1, buddy? Right? 6-1. Troy, what do you got happening in Morgantown? It sounds like you have the Cowboys coming into Morgantown and handing out an L to.
Yeah, I've got them at 5-2. I've got them possibly ending Neil Brown's West Virginia career here this week.
Whoo, I like it. And then Halloween, homecoming. Cincinnati Bearcats are coming to town, Patty C. No one's giving your Bearcats any respect.
No, they are not. And neither am I. Give me the Cowboys in this one, 6-2.
Wow. So I think you're right. 7-1 for me. 7-1. Maybe 6-2. That West Virginia game is a little sneaky to me. What do you got going on here with the Bearcats coming to town, Troy?
I'm not respecting too much out of Cincinnati year one for Satterfield either. I've got Oklahoma State winning this game, and then it gets a little fishy here once you get to that 6 number.
Well, yes, you get to November 4th, Bedlam in Stillwater for the final time. Gundy said they're open to scheduling the game. Guess what? We're not, because we're not the ones leaving the conference. Respect, Mike Gundy. There's no way this is happening. There's no way.
They're gonna lose.
They're not losing.
They always lose. To
not
Oklahoma.
this time. Not this time.
They
buddy.
do lose to them a lot.
Not this time. This is the one.
19-91 all time.
Nope. Not here. Too much at stake. Too much at stake.
I wish I look.
Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
If there was a time to catch Oklahoma, now would be it. But last year was the time to catch Oklahoma, and they still lost by 2 touchdowns.
Well, they beat them last time in Stillwater.
Did they?
Yeah.
Man, maybe I would love to see it happen. Surprise me, but I'm giving you an L here.
Not me. Troy, what do you got? You're wearing that shirt. Don't make me call someone over there, burn that fucking shirt. I'll tell your dad, you know what I mean? I'll do whatever I got to do. Who's winning this game, buddy?
Originally I had Oklahoma down as a loss for Oklahoma State here, but without them getting to play Texas and their only send-off game being this last Oklahoma big middle finger, I think they might be able to sneak this one out. I think I'm going to change and give my Cowboys a win here.
Yes.
That'd be sweet as hell.
How about them Cowboys? Let's go. Yeah.
So you got them what? 7-1, 8-1,
8-1 right now.
Dang.
You got them 7-2. I got them 6-3.
Here's where it comes crashing down because nobody goes into the moon bounce and gets a dub on November 11th. Gus Malzahn's too much, and UCF gets that dub. 8-2. Patty C.
This is a fun game. We're going to see how UCF squares up against, one of the class teams of the Big 12 at home, especially. Flip a coin. I'll say this between this game and next game, both of them on the road against former American Conference teams. There's one loss, but I'll give them the win here.
Okay. Wow. What do you got going on here at the moon bounce?
I've got the meth heads and the bath salts just being too pumped up here down in Orlando. This might be a game that I try to get down to this year, but I do have UCF beating them.
Yes. Okay. So that's my second loss. Is that third loss for you,
That's
Troy?
3 for me.
Yeah. Now back-to-back away. They head to Houston, Texas, take on the used car salesman, Roy Munson 2.0, Dana Holgerson. This is the one. You ready for this prediction?
What do you got?
58-55. Houston wins. All right.
I'm on
Pulls
board.
off the upset.
I'm on board.
Pulls off the upset. It's the third loss on the season for the Cowboys. What are you doing here at what do they call in the stadium now? It's like RDTDECU, some shit like that. Yeah.
It's got ECU in it. You should
they're
touchdown ECU.
They're still
stadium.
Trying to be. We go in there and beat them so many times.
Oh.
So what do you?
That's an idiot right there.
Really the wrong team in the Big 12. All right. So what's going on November 18th, Troy? You got them going into Houston and getting the dub?
I do. I have them going down to Houston and getting the dub, and this cashing the over for me right here this week against old offensive coordinator Dana.
Yeah. So wait, I have them at 8 wins. So I have them at 8-3 right now. So I have them a game and a half over the over. You have them now.
I guess when I switched to Oklahoma, that would have been
you're at 8.
number 7. So I'm at 8.
Patty C, what do you have them at now?
I'm going to give them the L against Houston here. So that puts them at 7-4, but either way,
you're on the over, and now they're home to Kalani Satake. And I know, you throw out that name in Stillwater, they probably think it's an appetizer at a sushi restaurant. No. All right. Look, Kalani Satake, BYU Cougars. It was an interesting rivalry.
Oklahoma State might be the furthest west you can go without starting to have some serious, Polynesian influence on your team. Maybe they need to go out to Hawaii, take a hard ticket out there to Hawaii and get them some Polynesians.
Wait.
Pump up the recruiting.
Wait, hang on. You can't just throw
that
out here.
I'll say this. BYU makes the effort to get to Hawaii, and it pays off. And let me tell you what, it's going to pay off in this game because BYU is going to come to Stillwater and get the W.
BYU upset. I could see that happening, but I think they might have the conference. So hear me out here. I think this is going to be a chaotic season in the Big 12.
Yeah.
I think, I have them losing to Kansas, UCF, and Houston. They still might be able to play for the Big 12 championship if they win this. They beat BYU, and there's a crazy tiebreaker scenario.
9-3, huh?
9-3. Troy, what do you got going on here in Stillwater?
I think the only thing that's that far west that's in Stillwater is the Eskimo and the Eskimo Joe's logo. Besides that, it's there's a different kind of native that they find in that area a little bit more.
That's right.
Maybe a little more drunk.
Yeah. I mean,
cheers to that.
Yeah, we're all come on here.
I've got the Cougars winning this one. I have this as a straight 50-50 on my schedule. I think it could go either way, but I do have BYU winning this one.
So he's got him 8-4. I got him 9-3. You got him
7-5, but really it leaned to almost 8-4. 2 straight games against the Cougars. Here. 2 straight. They probably beat the Cougars in one of those 2 games. Maybe 8-4 is the play. Either way, the over is the play.
A lot of cats in the.
That's right.
But I'm on the over too. We're all 3 on the over, even though we all see different seasons from them.
Wildcats, Bearcats.
Yeah.
Cougars.
So look, and I mean, they got to beat Oklahoma. All right. I don't care if you go 1-11. You got to beat Oklahoma. All right. Folks, before we're all on the over, before we get out of here, I had a chance to sit down with College Football Campus Tour, aka Michael Barker, who's been to every single stadium, by the way, to talk about his experiences to Stillwater. And I have been to the stadium too. It's a great stadium. Here is that interview right now. On the College Football Experience, Oklahoma State Cowboys 2023 season preview is none other than the king of college football stadiums, aka Michael Barker, which, aka the College Football Campus Tour, not but you know what I mean. He's on Twitter at CFB Campus Tour. Folks, make sure you give him a follow because Michael does unbelievable work. He posts a photo of the game. He's been to every single FBS stadium, every single one, right? Most of the FCS, and he goes to like 5 or 6 or 7 games a week. Shit, last year I think he went to 3 games in one college football Saturday. Absolutely unbelievable page. Anyone that loves stadiums or college football in general, you're just gonna love the page. Even in the off season, he's doing work visiting these stadiums. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show to talk about Boone Pickens Stadium.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And when people see me at a game in the crowd, they just say, "Are you the campus tour guy?" So, whatever name people want to call me by is cool. But yeah, this is BPS, Boone Pickens Stadium, one of the oldest FBS stadiums. So very excited to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been to this stadium, and I had one of the things that stood out to me. I know we happened to be at the same game, but we didn't know each other at the time. But one of the things that stood out to me when I went to this game was how close it is to the field. Absolutely awesome fan experience, in my opinion. Tell me about the history of this place.
So it opened in 1919 with a original capacity of 8,000. It was named Lewis Field all the way until 2003. Boone Pickens, one of the richest guys out there, donated $165 million to Oklahoma State. So that gets your name on the stadium. The record crowd that they've had is currently capacity is 60,000. The record crowd was 60,218 versus number 3 Baylor in 2013, and they thrashed them 49 or Oklahoma State thrashed Baylor 49-17. So huge win there. And one of the casualties of realignment here is that when Oklahoma leaves the SEC, or for the SEC next year, the Bedlam series is not going to be continued. And there's one more chance to see that rivalry game November 4th at Boone Pickens. So anybody that hasn't been to that one, that's your last opportunity.
Yeah, that's the disgusting part of realignment, is losing the Colorado Nebraskas, the Pitt West Virginias, and now Bedlam, another casualty to this nonsense. I mean, look, that game's got to stay on the schedule, man. It's got figure this out. All right, figure this out. And I guess Oklahoma State fans are in the right to say, no, well, Oklahoma, I heard their coach talk about it at Big 12 Media Day, Gundy. He said they elected to leave. They don't want to play us anymore. And I'm like, he's got a point. This is the ball's in Oklahoma's court. All right. Because Oklahoma State, they didn't do anything wrong here. But wow. I mean, how many times have you been here, man?
So I've been there twice. And just to kind of branch off what you're saying, it's going to be hard to believe that Oklahoma is going to play an SEC schedule and then agree to play an out of conference game against Oklahoma State. A lot of SEC teams do not necessarily play big time opponents and out of conference because their in conference schedule is so competitive. So this is going to be on Oklahoma to see how much they want to try to bite off immediately. So hopefully it works, but you're right. They're the one who left the conference. Been to 2 games. You mentioned the one that we were both at where, before we knew each other in 2020, that was a COVID game. Last year I went and it was part of a 2-for-1 with Arkansas. And so at 11 a.m. in Arkansas, about 2 hours, 15-minute drive to Stillwater, and caught a night game against Arizona State. And it was a sellout like usual. And what's cool, it was they striped the crowd. And some of the photos I took that night are my favorite that I have. It's, we'll see Tennessee have the white and the orange, and we'll see Michigan State with the green and the white. This was 3 colors. It was orange, white, and black. And just the visuals there were amazing. It was a great game. Oklahoma State won 34-17. Started raining in the fourth quarter. People are just celebrating in the rain. So great experience. I know they have a Friday night game again, October 6th versus Kansas State. So I may be heading out to that one because travelers are always looking for P5 games on a weeknight. But this is a great place, and especially to be able to replace the COVID game in 2020 with a authentic sellout experience at Boone Pickens. You mentioned how close the fans are to the crowd. There's that giant brick football facility in one end zone, and they got the big scoreboard there, and that just encloses it and makes it feel like the crowd is right on top of you. So this is an underrated stadium and one that I highly recommend.
Yeah, I mean I thoroughly enjoyed my time there too. Folks, everyone get out there and give Michael a follow at CFB Campus Tour. I'm telling you, the page will not disappoint you. He does fantastic work. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on to talk about Boone Pickens Stadium, and maybe one day I'll be there again, even though this time we'll be able to share a beer or something, man, and watch some good old football, man.
Yeah, we might have been able to do this 3 years ago. So yeah, hopefully we can catch a game there soon. But thank you for having me as always.
Anytime, brother. Take care, man.
You too. Thank you.
Michael Barker. I mean, look, Boone Pickens Stadium, Patty C. I've been there. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Troy, you been there?
Only once.
Yeah, it's a great stadium though. I love how close it is. It feels like you're on top of it. It's great college football experience feel.
It's a beautifully symmetrical stadium. One of those well-built ones. Look, there are these stadiums that you could see the backside of the bleachers, and I mean, they look a little cheap. Boone Pickens Stadium has I believe the brick facade. I don't know. I have to take a look at it. Yeah. It's a beautiful.
It looks good. Yeah. It's good. So we're all on the over with Oklahoma State. How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Let's go. Troy, appreciate you hopping on the show, folks. Everyone, go follow the Big 12 Experience. They go way deeper. They go deeper talking about, and all three of them, the host of the Big 12 College Experience, they're all conflicted. I feel like one's a couple West Virginia guys, a guy that his family is Iowa State fans. He's got other families, BYU fans. It's all over the place, and it's good drama. It's good entertainment. And folks, subscribe to the Big 12 Experience.
What do you get all the Big 12?
Yeah, what do you think about the new teams coming in?
What do you call it? The truck stop conference?
Truck stop conference.
I like it. I say lean into that.
Yeah, buddy.
Lean into that.
You guys got the truck stop mojo going. Flaunt the mullet,
the Mountain Dew look.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew.
Let's go. Everyone, you can give Troy a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience, at Troy Chewning, that's CHEWNING Chewning. So for the whole entire feed, it's at TROYCHEWNING. Give them a follow. All right. And check out the Big 12 college experience, because they talk Big 12 football, basketball, baseball. It is legit. And give Patty C a follow on Twitter at PattyC831. You can give me a follow on Twitter at the Colby D. The college football experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Check it out, folks. And check out the other feeds. Obviously, the college basketball experience. I like Oklahoma State's basketball. They got screwed over by the NCAA, but they're bouncing back. Also, the FCS college football experience. Maybe you want to learn about Central Arkansas. All right, you can do it right over there. So check out that. Also, the college baseball experience. Oklahoma State keeps a good baseball program. Check out that as well. And the Big 12 experience. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Get the SGPN app for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. We're not trying to take your money. Check out, we just had Phil Steele on the show talking college football. Check out that episode. I think we got Randy Cross penciled in for this week, talking a little more ball with Super Bowl champ Randy Cross. Check out all that. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast as they break down all 32 NFL teams. If that's your cup of tea. And folks, we will be back. We're breaking down all 133 college football teams. So we're going to be back soon with just another football team. There's a solo podcast reaching every team in the land. So check us out. Folks, this is the college football experience. Oklahoma State style. Go Pokes. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.